Kia ora. I wanted to do this video because I just felt like to have a bit of a chat. Um, I know a lot of you watch these videos and kind of wonder who I am and what I'm all about and stuff like that, so I just thought maybe I'd explain myself a little bit more, explain, what I am as a Wicc, because I know a lot of people don't know what being a Wicc is and stuff like that, and just sort of introduce myself really. So I'm originally from New Zealand, as you can tell from my accent. I live in the United Kingdom, and I live with my ex-husband and my two beautiful sons who also have my gift. And I started out as a psychic doing readings for people many, many years ago. I was very blessed to have an incredible teacher by my side by the name of Pauline Wardell Braddon, who was an incredibly gifted, slightly bossy, very strict, sort of hard-working teacher from Australia who I absolutely adored. She saved my life. She absolutely took me out of darkness and of, within my gift and, where I was going with my life, and she catapulted me. She she said I would end up in America, and that America would welcome me with open arms. She always knew that my heart belonged to America. Um, and she said that I would do good things there. Um, and that the love of my life would be waiting, and, all this sort of stuff. She predicted everything. She said that I would, you know, become known, that I would have something to do with science or education with my gift, that I would step into my power at, in my 40s. Um, she said that I would need to prepare for trouble, you know, um, and that it would take between now and then for me to, enhance my gift and learn everything that I had to learn so that I could prepare myself for the public. And she said that I would be a very strict teacher, and I used to give her shit because I used to say, oh my God, I will tuck them in at night and give them hot chocolate and read them bear tales and stuff, because she was hard. She was very hard. And she always used to say to me, it doesn't matter what I say or what I do, everything's a test. And she used to say to me, when you start teaching this stuff, you need to trust your gift and trust your intuition and trust the people around you, because what you're going to do is going to lead to good things. And and all this, looking back on my life over the last few months that I've been documenting here, I've been seeing my journey lay out, and, it's led me to some incredible people I've got to teach. Some really genuinely gifted, incredible people, even students that I haven't graduated and stuff. Genuinely gifted people who, for whatever reason in my training with them, it just didn't work out. Whether it ended well or not, I trust everything that my dad tell me. They guide me in what to say, and even if it sounds outrageous, or even if it sounded wrong, or they disagreed with it or whatever, I, I was building something around them as I was going that's going to lead me to where I'm going next. And, I needed to know who I could trust with my gift and stuff like that, because when you can see into the future and you see what's coming, and you're able to say to people, move your money from that bank, or don't invest in that company, or please don't marry that person, or anything like that. When you get to have that kind of power and control over people, you have to know that it's coming from a good place. And sometimes you see things in students and that where you sort of think, I don't know. I don't know if I could trust them to take over my legacy, because what you teach your students, they they take with them and then teach to other people, because you get to save lives. And my reputation in that is everything to me. My students know that. I've never hidden the fact from my students that I used to say everything I say and do is a test. I've always been upfront and honest and said I'm only looking for people that I can trust to help me with my school, because my kids are everything to me. And my students have seen, firsthand and privately what I've had to deal with, because I show them things to show them how I've dealt with it, to teach them how to deal with it when they have to go through it. One of my students who has graduated, she's starting to see the effects of, that power and control you have over people's emotions and grief and like their visions of what they know is to come, and that like she understands that power and that like she gets it, you know. So I'm strict, and I am strict. I really am. My teacher was right. I really am strict. I have, I set my students up to fail. Basically, I've got to be honest, because I needed to know who I could and couldn't trust. Because everything I am and everything I do is about saving lives. And there are people out there doing bad things in the name of spirit and the dead and the paranormal, and it's hurting people, and that's not right. But at the same time, there are also some incredibly talented people out there as well. I myself have trained some incredibly talented telepaths and intuitives and clairvoyants, and some of them are already out there now, barely even graduated, barely even stepped out of one phase of their development and into another and stuff, and they're already out there helping people, because these people are coming back to me and saying, she really helped me. Like, she's helped me through so much, and I feel like I've delivered a baby with this woman. Like, it's like I've seen something good in her, and it's like she could be the one that I want to pass my legacy on to. So tests of faith and stuff along the way, you trust your instincts, you put stuff out there. I've literally held these people up under the moon and said to the moon, are these the ones, are these the people? If the council turns up on your doorstep, or I used to say to my students, if the council turn up on your doorstep, it's either to say that they're choosing you, or they're saying, oh, sort of thing. And these are the people that when they go out and they do your work, you're going to hand them your legacy. And my legacy is that I want to stop kids from killing themselves. I want to stop people from killing themselves. I have developed a science, quantum magnetics. I know it sounds nuts. I've even based a comic book character on, I call her the quantum Menace. And she's the time traveller, like she can see time, she can jump in and out of it, she can, like telepathy and telekinesis and stuff, like she's the master of it. And, she does like this normal job that, nobody suspects during the day, and by night she uses it to basically not fight the establishment, but sort of fight the establishment, like she'll save artists and musicians and stuff like that from killing themselves, and stopping, record companies from inheriting, millions in sales and stuff like that, because she'll like, she has this way of, I don't know, bringing people's gifts out in them, or I haven't quite figured that part out yet. Like she's still a work in progress. But I know that she helps people. She's kind of like an anti-hero. She's like a cross between Batman or Lego Batman and Deadpool. Like, she's a bit of a smart ass. She's a bit kind of antisocial and stuff, but like, you know, when it comes to her gift, it's like pinpoint. Like, she can see time and jump in and out of time, and you know, which could be dangerous because she can also manipulate time as well. And that sort of, like, the dark side of that would be that she could do a lot of damage to, if she could go back in history and, you know, stuff like that. But she has this ability of sending signals and messages to herself in the future that she catches onto in the present that help her figure things out in the future. Like, it's all that kind of stuff. I love her, and I want to produce this as a comic book. Actually, I call her the Quantum Menace, and you know, because I want to publish it and use the proceeds to build my school, because my legacy is my school. I want to build my school. I want to help artists and musicians and writers and that, children between the age of 9 to 26, maybe even older, I don't know. And I want to fill my school with all the things that they need. I've got everyone set up all ready to go. I've got, you know, some of the best game makers in the world ready to go when I set up my school, because I want to fill it with children and give them hope again, and give them that sense of purpose by using their medium of writing or singing or art or whatever to bring it out of them, to bring that darkness out of them. And you know, and I've seen all of this in my future, and my legacy is, I need to know, and like I used to say to my students, I need to know who I can and can't trust, because I only want the best carrying on my legacy, and that's why I love teaching. And that's why, even after all this is over and I get my dream, I want to go to some of my former students. You know, I've got all my students now, obviously, and I would love to offer some of them like jobs to do in my workshop, and that, because some of them were incredible telepaths or clairvoyants or whatever, and they genuinely good people. And just because I didn't get on with them anymore, or because we fell out, and that, it doesn't mean I didn't respect them for their gifts or anything like that. And I do genuinely wish every single one of them nothing but love and light. They just need to understand that everything I was and everything I did, every drop of blood I placed to see if it grew a seed or spouted poison or whatever, like everything I placed there, it was to see who got the right to carry on the legacy of me and my teacher and her teacher and my ancestors and our ancestors and stuff like that. You know, our ancestry, our wick, our wise, those who handed us our wisdom throughout our ages. You know, this is everything to me. And I developed it, and I know people think I'm funny when I call myself the time traveller and, you know, quantum magnetics and manifesting your reality and stuff like that, but I have figured out. I've figured out how to do it. You follow the signs and synchronicities, and it's like a drawstring. It pulls everything to you. But you have this ability to see time in a way that you're able to throw stuff in the future for you to catch in the present. When you link it all up, it pulls a drawstring and you manifest your reality. That's exactly what it is. It's being able to manipulate time and use it to manifest your reality. You know, and I'm teaching this, and I want to teach this to the right people, which is why I had and have students, you know, people that you know, and hope that you'll do the right thing by what it is that you teach them, because they know that the ultimate goal is that we need to protect children, and we need to protect young people and anyone who's a writer and an artist and a musician and a creative person, and that we need to start protecting them, because these are the ones that are unheard. So if I have to time travel and time jump and grab a student from here and grab a student from there and put us all together to say, use our gifts to help yourself out of your darkest days, then that's what I'll do. But I feel drawn to America. America is where everyone seems to be reaching out. America is where the majority of my students are, and were, well, still are, even though they're not students and stuff. And I just don't want people to be afraid of the paranormal and what they think the paranormal is, whatever it is they believe in. And I'm putting my students out there to prove to people that I know what I'm doing. You know, the quality of the work of the students that I have speaks for itself. And I have an incredible support network now, you know, people that I trust now, you know, absolutely 100%. I'm not afraid of what I am anymore, even though I know people are afraid of me, even though I think some people should be afraid of me. As far as my gift is concerned, and what I can see and what I can do with it, I'm not afraid of it anymore. I'm ready to step out now as the quantum menace and start annoying the shit out of people menacingly, you know, to say this is the caliber of what I can put out there if you can let me graduate them. When you've got my seal of approval, when you can see my seal of approval on that certificate, you know they're of a caliber. Or if I have them at my workshop, there's a lot of my students that I would love to have at my workshops. There's some incredible people online who I would love to invite as guest speakers and former students and that to come and do readings, and I would love to do all of that, you know, and show them how it's done, show them the caliber of the work that what is out there, and invite other ones along as well, other intuitives and other clairvoyants. It's, you know, I want to show people the caliber of what's out there. Stop looking at the sparkly shiny ones and look at the caliber of what is right there on ground level. Because there are genuinely some incredibly warm, gifted, talented people out there, and there's a lot of people out there who don't even recognise that they have these gifts, that are doing incredible work. My most talented student that I've ever had, she has absolutely no idea how gifted she is as a healer. She just cannot see it. She doesn't even need to lay her hands on someone and she's mending hearts. That's like, you know, it's powerful stuff. You have the power to create something, a consciousness in someone that's it's magnetic. Like I'm good at it. I'm good at bringing that out in people, but you know, you need balls of steel to be a student of mine. Because I will throw some shit. You won't see it coming. Like, you know, you are some of my students, like, oh, I'm a hard taskmaster. Poor things. Honestly, I think I've left some of them traumatised. You know, they absolutely shit a brick when I have to do tests on them and stuff like that. But it's all for the greater good. You know, they come out of it with my gift. You know, they get an incredible gift out of it, and then, you know, they get to be a part of this legacy that's going to build this school that does incredible things, that, you know, that helps children and stuff. We're going to take some amazing little intuitives and clairvoyants in that, and show them to the world and go, look what's out there. Like, you know, we can time travel. Like, we've been tuned in to time travel, and so, you know, I don't want anything dark or negative around that. I don't want to just sort of barely have to graduate anyone or not graduate anyone. I only want the best. My time travelers, you know, because with great power comes great responsibility. So, you know, if you have any sort of dealing with me in the future or anything like that, just know that everything I'm doing and every student I'm sending out there with my seal of approval on it. That, you know, you can trust us. We're people who will prove ourselves through our character, you know, by our actions, not necessarily by our words. You know, my students are good students. They've come from very dark places and fought some very dark things in order to bring that light out of them, just like I did. I learned this as I went, you know, and I removed my darkness. I got the moon to take my darkness away. And, you know, as a consequence, I got to, and I did it through writing, you know, getting my darkness out, you know, bloodletting. Sorry, I just boogied then. You know, you see where the sharks are and you avoid swimming in those areas, or, you know, you see where the fruit is growing and you swim towards it. You follow it as you go. You figure it out as you go. And so much becomes illuminated, you know. That's what I love about being a witch, is that you master time, because you tap into it through like the earth and the trees and the moon and the sun, and like it's a vibration that you get to tap into when at your highest level, like your highest peak of light. You get to see time and manipulate time, and your dreams become like little lines. It's like Morse code, you know, do, 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 sort of thing. That's what time is kind of like. That's kind of what it's like. It's like the bits in between the noise is the now, and the bit that you hear, the noise, is the like the higher consciousness, and your frequency jumps in and out of the two. And, you know, you catch enough of the streamline enough that when it becomes a do for a longer period, you've caught onto the drawstring, and you can pull time towards you. You manipulate time. You can pull it towards you, and you see it. You see it clearly. It's incredible. And time is orange. Who knew? I always thought, like, you know, the light would be white, but it's not. It's orange. It's incredible stuff. You know, and that's a power that you have to be of perfect moral fibre and character, because I always say to my students, I'm the drill sergeant to the universe. You don't get past me. You don't get to the universe without getting past me, because as a witch, you know, we're passing our knowledge of our ancestors to people. So this is our legacy. It's not just the legacy that we leave, but it's the legacy of our ancestors as well, because it's all my ancestry that has taught me all this witch stuff. It's my mum and, you know, my dad and all that, and my aunties and uncles and grandparents and great-grandparents and yada yada, that have all taught me that if I read it this way or feel it that way, and by doing all of that, it's like I've connected these dots, and I've connected a frequency between it all, and it's like Morse code, and every now and then I can catch on to it and read it, you know, and you pick up on like genetic memory, which is time. Memory is time. And you can see the past, and you can see the present, and you can see the future. But when you're a good person and you have that kind of power, you can literally place things in your future to pull on it, to use it in the now, sort of thing, which means that's power. You have to make sure that what you place in front of you is absolutely what you deserve. And you have to dump all the darkness and lighten your load, so to speak, in order to jump that timeline, in order to grab hold of it and pull it towards you and get what you manifest, because you manifest what you create, you see. And I'm trying to manifest good things, so I'm creating good things. I let go of all the darkness that was surrounding me and protected myself a long time ago. And then I'm like, right, now I'm going to get me some students, and I'm going to teach them my ways and give them my gift of time manipulation and stuff like that, so that we can do good with it. And that's kind of where I am now. And I know it sounds nuts, but that's how it works. That's why the quantum menace, you know, she's, you know, telepathy is time, and you can't have, basically, like, it's like time, gravity, momentum, magnetism, balance, and they all have to be balanced perfectly in order for you to manifest the right choice, the right decision, and head in the right direction. And if any one of those things is out, because you can't have time without momentum, magnetism, or gravity, and you can't have gravity without time, momentum, magnetism, you can't have magnetism without time, gravity, and momentum, and, you know, so on and so forth. You can't have one without the other when you're manipulating time. That you have to have that perfect balance, and in order to have that perfect balance, you have to have, like, a good moral fibre, good ethics. You have to have a good heart. It has to be coming from a pure place. You have to dump all of that. You know, you give it to the moon to take away, and you give it to the sun to heal, and, you know, that sort of thing. It's a step-by-step process, but once you've mastered it, it's like it changes everything. It propels you forward in a way that just changes your perspective on everything. And that's a power and control that you have over people that just money absolutely cannot buy. That's why I'm so strict. That's why I absolutely threw the darkest stuff at my students to see who was strong enough to take it. Because you come up against some very dark things in my profession. Even just looking at, you know, possessions and seeing things outside your window and stuff that scare the crap out of you, and, you know, poltergeist activity, or if you believe in curses and stuff like that, like, there's some dark sides to it. Not just, you know, you'll have clients come to you dying, who have had loved ones die in just horrendous situations, where you have to be able to say the exact right thing that's going to maybe not necessarily take their pain away, but alleviate their pain. You know, you'll have people coming to you that will say, tell me how to invest my life savings, you know, and you have to be of good moral fibre and stuff. Because you're passing on your legacy to your future generation, with your students, your children, your friends, you know, your knowledge, you pass that on. But you pass on what you were taught by your teacher and what she was taught by theirs, and her, you know, sort of thing. And you're passing that legacy on. And I just, you know, I have maybe too high standards. I don't know. But I won't teach just anyone, even though I make no money, you know, and I'm barely getting by, thankfully, for my ex-husband, who's been helping me through everything. He's absolutely, you know, been one of my absolute rocks. I have nothing but love and respect for that man. I really want the world to see what an incredible artist that man is. Wow. I mean, you know, not just the father of my children, but, you know, he's absolutely, without a doubt, one of my best friends in the whole world. And I could not have survived this without him. Without a doubt. He's an incredible artist, you know, and he's taught me so much. He's helped me through so much, and I you know, I want to take care of him. He deserves to just be put out to pasture so that he can paint now and heal from supporting me for so many years. I've taught some really wonderful people. I've got incredible children, talented children. My son helps me predict things through his dreams. I'll never forget the one that we thought was about Donald Trump, with the Spider King and the Scorpio King. And the White House being absolutely covered by spiders, and this giant spider coming in to try and kill Donald Trump and stuff like that, like it was just his imagination. And we put a fire extinguisher in the spider's mouth, me and my son, and I shoot it and it goes, and the spider blows up. And Donald Trump says to me and my son, thank you so much for protecting America. What can we do to say thank you? And we say, get my husband out of prison and let us come into America. And he goes, bling, 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 and off it goes. Like he has the coolest dreams. He wants to turn some of his dreams and that into video games. And that's one of the things that I want to do in my schools. I want to make video games. And, you know, I want to, I've got, his dad makes video games, and we've got friends of his in the industry who are prepared to come and do all of this, make video games with the kids and stuff. And I want to have like a culinary school and stuff like that, and I'm going to make it happen. You know, my reputation is everything to me, and any student that I have that comes along with me has to be of good character. I wouldn't have it any other way. And I if there's any of my former students now who are watching, I am sorry if I was hard on you, but I think when you see what I'm about to do with this school and the people that we're going to be able to help, I'm not going to speak bad of anyone. I want to thank every single one of you for teaching me how to be a better person. I want to thank every single one of you for, it doesn't matter how hard we knocked each other, you're helping me become the person that I am now to get the gift that I've got that's going to have the effects that it's going to have in the future. You know, you were my teachers as well as my students, and you taught me how to perfect my gift and hone my gift to indescribable measures, and I will never be able to not thank you. And I hope one day, you know, when I'm standing there opening my school, cutting the ribbon, I hope that you will all come down upon, you know, with my invitation and help me cut that cord, because I'm, you know, my hand on heart, I harbour no ill will towards every single one of you, not one. You all taught me. You all helped bring darkness out of me that needed to come out, and I can't thank you enough, because what it did is it helped me see the light, and it helped me perfect my gift. Went like that. Oof, you helped me put everything into place, and I got to see what was coming ahead, and that's my school. Just I hope you can all forgive me if I hurt you. It wasn't on purpose. I had to set you all up. I had to test you to your absolute limits. I had to. I had to test who I could trust and who I couldn't trust with my heart and with my gift, because it's trying to beat for some hearts that are wanting to not beat anymore. And I need to save lives. I'm saving lives with what I'm doing, and that means everything to me. My reputation is everything to me, and I, for whatever reason, you know, we fell off course with each other. But it was meant to happen. And if one day we can all get back together and say, you know, let bygones be bygones, then I would like to do that. I harbour no ill will. I was bitter and angry maybe in the past, but it's because I desperately wanted people I could trust. I used to tell you the story of what my teacher used to say, the warnings I used to get about be careful who you trust. Be careful who you teach, because one day one of them might try and hurt you. You know, I used to tell you this story. You know, so I tested everyone in my life. Everyone. It wasn't just my students. It was, you know, my ex-husband, my husband. It's my children that got me out of it. All the children, not just my actual children. You know, they brought that darkness out of me. They brought it all out of me. You know, I saw the light. I got to step into the light. And I can show people how to do that. And I needed to make sure that I could trust the people that I was teaching my gift to. because of the fact that saving lives means everything to me. It's my life purpose. Everything I am, everything I've been doing, this gift of mine, this craft I've been trying to perfect, it's all come with a purpose, and that is to save lives. Manipulate time, be the quantum menace, and save lives. Hopefully my work will speak for itself though, because I've got some incredible students out there. I'm genuinely proud of every single one of them, wherever they may be, all over the place. So, you know, I just wanted to reach out and explain a little bit about, you know, the craziness that is my head, my quantum menace. I want to make my comic book, I want to make video games, I want to show the world what my students can do, you know. I want to put my arms around people and say to them, it's going to be okay. You're not crazy, you're not possessed, it's not a curse, it's not a, you know, that's darkness sitting outside your house. It's not someone trying to kill you, or, you know, whatever. You've manifested that from something you've let in, or, you know, that object is moving because you're stressed about the divorce, or that sort of thing. And then leave the predicting of the future and that to them, because then you can teach them how to have my gift. If people could see into their futures and know how to place the right things by making the right choices and following the signs and synchronicities, they can eliminate all the darkness and get rid of all the darkness and just chase the light. You know, that's the whole point. That's the legacy of my work anyway. I call it quantum magnetics. It's, you know, that magnetic attraction, trusting your compass and following that magnetic attraction, because it will always, you know, highlight the truth and bring the good things. You learn to place only good things and get rid of the darkness and stuff. You see time like it's like that, pinpoint. It's incredible. It's incredible with readings as well. Some of my student feedback from clients that I've seen the truth, they're just like, oh my god, that's the caliber of what you're putting out. I can't wait to go to these workshops and stuff. People just can't get over, you know, some of them have never even done readings before. Doing these readings, they're just like, oh my god, you know, I'm good at bringing that out. I don't know, I'm like the empath whisperer. I can target in on a person's gift, like I know what it is that they can use to bring out their gift and stuff. I do test people constantly though. I do test loyalty. I've had it drummed into me for decades, over 2 decades. Don't trust anyone until you can trust them with everything. Because she always used to say, because what is waiting for you at the end, you know, is so good that these people have to earn the right to have it, and, you know, you need to trust these people with your life and your children and your gift and, you know, your business and your school. Because she always said I'd go into education or science. She always said that I would be in history as like something to do with the paranormal, and education or paranormal and science was one of those things. So that, you know, she saw that. She was a little time traveller as well, I think, although her gift was sort of completely different to mine, but I loved her. I chose her. When I had my test, I chose her. The thing is, you have these tests when you go through these stages of, you know, going from, it's like you shed your skin of one phase of your development to go into the next, and you have all these tests and stuff like that, and everything I've just gone through since 2016 has been my test. It's been drawing all of that darkness out and releasing all of that from me, and having it highlight what my strengths and weaknesses are, so that I could pinpoint it to know exactly what it was I wanted, so I could then, you know, teach it to people, show people how to use it, show people how to use time so that they can understand it and manipulate it to, you know, bring good things to them. Because that's the fundamentals of what I teach with my mental health, and I do that through, you know, helping them find their medium through music and writing and cooking and sewing and leathercraft and, you know, that sort of thing. Because it, you know, that means everything to me. So, you know, I just wanted to explain, because I have this feeling like, you know, I'm going to start getting my books out there. I'm going to start getting my little training things out there, and then I want to start getting my name out there, and all the money that I make is going to go to the schools. I promise I won't take any more than I need to be happy. I just want to build my school. I want to save these children. I want to teach people how to manipulate the art of time so that they can, you know, use their gifts and stuff to get themselves out of their dark spaces. And for me, it's children and young people. You know, with my other students, it might be something different. With my teacher, it was broadcasting. She loved to do the broadcasting, used to go on radio and stuff. So I always said that when I got to where I was going, I would have a little media company and do my little podcasts and that with my students, like former students and current students, and that, do podcasts and do, like, you know, people can type in and ask us questions and stuff, and we give them like little readings and we help them, and, you know, that sort of thing. Got to support your students and all that. I love teaching. I really do. I need to teach to a wider audience now. I need to hurry up. You know, as you can see, there's a lot of darkness out there. I've been seeing it for a long time, you know, and I've been trying to prepare people. So, you know, it's exhausting work, you know. I'm trying to lead by example so that anyone who wants to have this gift or have this life or whatever, you know, can have a good blueprint to follow with which to build. You know, I'm planting seeds and letting them grow into whatever tree they want to be, you know, and just hope that they turn out to be trees that give life and, you know, create seeds of their own. I love what I do. I'm very proud of my gift. So I just, whatever happens, just don't be afraid. Certainly don't be afraid of me. I'm not out to hurt anyone who isn't hurting other people. You know, I will always defend the innocent. I will always defend who is right. I have good morals. I'm a good girl. I might be the quantum menace, but I am a good girl. My heart's in the right place, it really is. I will use my gift for good. I will make sure the students that wear my little moniker and, you know, my little logo and stuff, I don't know if you've seen it, my new logo, I'll make sure that anyone who carries my seal is, you know, someone that you can trust. I promise I will do good with my gift and not bad. I just want to build my school, and I want to do it in an honest way that doesn't involve dirty money or dirty people or anything like that. So if I have to eliminate people from my life, and that, just trust I've had to do it for the right reasons, that it's been for the right reasons. It's not been for anything else other than my school. It's never been personal. It's how it's needed to be in order to help me get to the children, and I hope you all understand that. So do good with your gifts, and, you know, do good with your hopes and your dreams, and do everything for the right reason, and know that you control everything, and as long as you find that balance, you know, everything goes in the right direction, and you get to manifest what you create with perfect precision. You know, it's an incredible gift to have. It's a privilege, not a right. As I say, a gift should be given as it is received. So I just wanted to put that out there, guys. I don't know why I felt the need to talk. Um, so, yeah, just, um, I don't know what else to say. I think I'm done, really. I just wanted to put that out there. I love every single one of you. If there's ever anything I can do for any of you, I promise that your children, if your future, you know, clients of mine or whatever, I promise you your children will be in good hands, because I am making sure, and I have done for a long while now, I'm making sure that whoever I trust your readings in the hands of, or whoever you trust your children in the hands of, or whoever, are going to be in the hands of the right people. That's all I'm trying to do. I'm trying to put the good ones out there, or put on a pedestal the ones that, I see doing good. Not that my authority is anything at all. It's just that, this means something to me, so I can't let the wrong people be promoted in any of this, especially my stuff, because, this is my life's work. It's everything to me. So, and when you have the power to see stuff coming, and you have the power to manipulate things and place in your path the things that you want and stuff, you have to make sure you're doing it for good and not bad, and I'm trying to maintain that balance. It's like I always say, an empath, a normal person walks their life on a tightrope, but an empath does it on a tightrope, on a unicycle, because you have to find that balance. Everything we do to expand and grow on a conscious level, it's all about finding the perfect balance. And I'm like, I come and I knock my students, knock their unicycles, test them like that. That's what a teacher does, helps them test the balance, because then when they learn to balance perfectly, they have that perfect precision in their gift. So, yeah. That's what I hope anyway. Alright guys, so I'm going to get going now, and I love you very much, and I just wanted to share my little story. I really hope I do get to make the Quantum Menace. I have it all written down anyway. I've got like a whole bio thing. I'm still trying to find the arch nemesis to her, but I think maybe I might have found someone. I'm not sure. She's still a work in progress at this point. But I've got a whole bunch of ideas coming out. I've been writing a whole bunch of ideas down of what I want to do to earn money to build my school and stuff like that. Like, I've had this whole thing planned out, because I just see it all in my head so perfectly now. And that's exactly what I'm working towards. So I just, keep an eye out for me. If you see any of my stuff out there and that, support it, because the money's going to go to a good place. And when I do get my workshops up and running, come to them, and me and my students and my former students and, my guest intuitives and clairvoyants and speakers and stuff like that, we're going to show you how to do it. I know this sounds nuts that, none of this has even happened yet, that I'm talking about all this stuff, but it's just, I'm setting my intention. I'm the time traveller. So anyway, my consciousness is aware of everything. There's like this 360-degree thing now of my life, and it's like, oh, yep, that's where I'm going, and I'm heading to America, and I'm heading to that school. I'm going to gather up all the children like the Pied Piper, bah, 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 and I'm going to say, now learn, now play, now dance, now cook, now sew, or mechanic or garden or whatever. And heal your darkness, get it all out and see life and create and inspire and live. So, yeah, that's all I want to say. I love my life. I really do. I love my gift so much, and I love the people in my life. I really genuinely do. I know now I've got my clan, I've got my tribe. Absolutely 100%. No fear. Okay, it's like my teacher said, everything's a test. Mwah.